On this day in March 22, I had a hunting appointment with the Hazda near Lake Eyasi, not so far from Arusha. Shafi was my guide, and he was quite often with this group of Hazda. At the beginning of the show, I show you their houses. In one of the houses, there lives always one family. They have heavier huts, which are for the night, and light huts which are just against the sun. But I want to use the time to tell you also, if you are very sensitive, avoid this video. Then it would be better to look at my other video where I show them gathering honey, because it's quite cruel how they kill a bush baby in this video here. It was hard for me to see that, but I think it's no use to close the eyes. And if you eat meat, of course there will be some killing of animals. Here you can see the group before we start. Here one of them, I think that's quite touristic, that kind of things that he has. And here they have quite a lot of dogs which just run with them. Of course the hunting begins in the morning and at sunrise, and here we walk quite a long distance, about more than 1 hour in a fast pace. We walk through the bush. Now and then they see something which they could shoot, but mostly there is no success. Sometimes in between they eat some honey, because in many trees there are bees. If there is an animal, the mood becomes, it becomes some kind of hunting mood. They become quite loud, and everybody is very agitated. So here you can see as they have seen something. I'm not sure if it's already one of the bush babies which they hunted after all. With their arrows, they are pretty good. I wouldn't have thought that they can reach 120, 30 meters, quite exactly a small animal. Of course, in the trees it's even more difficult, because the arrows often touch branches and don't succeed, and then it's very difficult to find the arrows again, because they go somewhere. This young boy which you see here is one of the best hunters of the group. I think at the moment they try to get one of the arrows back, which was lost in the trees. Now they have shot one of the bush babies, and it's not so easy to get it down from the trees, because the arrow is quite long and mingles up with the branches of that tree. The tree is full of very sharp thorns, so it's not really easy. In between, the hunters now and then smoke some cannabis. I think cannabis is the main use for the money they get from this tourism business. Here is the bushbaby and the arrow. The boy is proud of his success. Chacha means something like eating, and this hunter kills the bush baby by breaking his neck with his teeth. Then he breaks some other bones to make it easier to store it, and the group begins to make fire in a traditional way. They do that quite often, so they have matches, and for the cigarettes usually they use matches. Some of the hunters still have their traditional dress from baboon skin. Some have normal cloths, mostly from imported used cloths from Europe or America. On this tour, they made several times a fire in this way. For example, also for when they open the bee, the trees in which there are bees, so that they often have smoking branches to keep the bees more calm. In the background you hear cattle of another tribe, which has a lot of cows and also donkeys. I think what you heard in the background was a donkey. I wonder how this young boy will develop. At the time they don't go to school. If they live in a very traditional way, they are not obliged to go to schools, and I have the impression most of them have never been to school. After hunting, they tell some kind of yarn and are somehow proud how successful they were, which is not so easy and not every day, because there are not many animals in this region anymore, because they hunt every day 1 or 2 times, so it's not a good environment for huntable animals. On their gestures, one can sometimes see that they speak about hunting. Now you can see the bush baby in the fire. That's the traditional way to prepare them. They just throw them into the fire. The fur burns away, and after some time it's cooked. Here you can see that the young boys who had also some luck in hunting, they hunted, in the meantime they hunted two birds which will be prepared in the same way, just put in a fire and then eaten the small pieces of meat which are inside. Yeah, and after the hunting, there is something like the hunting party with some music, and the whole tribe is somehow around. That seems, of course, it's somehow touristic, but it seems to enjoy them, and I have the impression they would do it also without me as the only tourist who is there at the moment. And also the babies and the little ones are with the party. Thanks for your interest.